All right, so we're on 11.1. That is, so we're making and interpreting double bar graphs. So a bar graph is, it's got those bars on it to show the height of different things, to show data. Data is just another name for numbers. Data is another name for numbers. Anytime you're collecting information is a better thing than is a better way to describe it than numbers. Any kind of information. So if I were saying, hey, which of your favorite colors is red? No one? What about blue?
Oh, well, yeah, mine is red.
Orange. Purple. Black. What's yours? You didn't raise your hand for any of them.
Green.
Did I not say green? Green. Okay. Interesting fun fact about Mrs. Brunel. Mrs. Brunel and I, both of our favorite color is the exact same. It's this shade of navy blue.
I thought that was black.
So, nope, navy blue. But
technically my favorite color is not green.
Mine's gray.
okay, anyways. Yes. Got it, thanks. So, technically, our favorite colors are both this, navy blue, but she wants her favorite color to be green. She's always wanted her favorite color to be green. But anyways, I could make a bar graph saying, hey, this is what everyone's favorite colors are, and say these people were red, and then put all the different things on there. I could make a double bar graph if I said, hey, these are all the preferences of 5th and 6th grade, and I could do, just a second, and I could do all the other ones of 7th and 8th grade. I could technically do a triple bar graph and say, hey, here's what the 4th grade's favorite colors are too. But that, you guys kind of get how that would make, I could make different ones of there. So I could make, say, hey, maybe all the red bars are 5th and 6th grade. But if I switched it to blue bars, then blue bars would be 7th and 8th grade or whatever else it is. Yes, question? Okay, raise your hand if you get it back. Alright, anyways, on page 124 it says, make a double bar graph from 2 different sets of similar data. So on there you've got the favorite yogurt flavors. This is on page 124. So your eyes should be looking on page 124. So you've got flavor 5A, which is vanilla, blueberry, peach, strawberry, and then flavor 5B, vanilla, blueberry, peach, strawberry.
More people.
So what's the difference between the two of them?
They're different.
Yeah?
Kids in 5A may like peach less, and kids in 5B like peach more. Some kids in 5A like blueberry more, some kids in 5B like blueberry less.
Yep. Which one is the biggest difference between which one they like it more? 5A or 5 and 5A and 5B. Which one do they do someone like one class likes this way more or less than the other?
5A.
Yeah.
Well, why does she want her favorite color to be green?
Okay, you gotta wait for us to be done with it. It's like me saying that my favorite team is the Rams. I could say that I want to root for the Packers because, to be completely honest, if I could go back to when I was little, I mean, maybe I would never wish growing up in Minnesota to be a Packers fan because I don't think that would be a fun experience. But the Packers are a much better team. Packers are objectively the best team to be a fan of because they have a really good fan base. They're a really well-run organization. They have a lot of really good history. The Rams aren't. Like the Rams have very little history, and they have a really, really awful fan base. Like I've met like 3 other Rams fans in my life, basically.
Wow.
But anyways, it's just like sometimes you can't really help what your favorite thing is. Anyways, back to this. If your hand is up, then it's up for colors. What is the biggest difference from 5A and 5B? Yeah.
The biggest difference is blueberry.
And what is it?
It is
16 to 12. So there's a difference of 4 between the two of them. Now you can look on this blue section here up above too. It's actually maybe a little bit easier. You can see the numbers that way. You can see blueberries difference is 4, peaches 2, strawberries 1, vanillas 2. So that blueberry difference is the biggest. But you can visually see it with the double bar graph.
I've never noticed that.
If we wanted to have the double bar graph so that it had, hey, it's got these ones here, these ones here, these ones here, you could also then do it where you had the double bars right next to each other. So you can have double bar graphs happen in different ways. This one shows them on two different graphs, but you can also show them where they're on the same graph right next to each other. So that's what next page 125 does. Look on page 125, the next one over. The only difference there is that you have to make a key. So it's a little thing in the upper corner that says key 5A and
5B.
5. Well, this is a capital B now, I guess. But let's say one of them you shade in and make black, and then one of them you just leave white. Because you guys are doing it in pencil, that's probably what you would do when you make your own ones.
So why would you ever make a side-by-side one? Like
So that you can see them right next to each other. So the thing on page 124, that's actually not a double bar graph. Sorry, I was saying it was before. That's actually not a double bar graph.
Oh, the
It's
one on
just-
125 is.
Thanks. Yeah, the one on 125, that is them turning it into a double bar graph. 124 is not actually a double bar graph though. Alright,
Wait, just for now. I have a question.
Yep.
Do bar graphs always go 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10,
No.
12?
Great question. We're gonna answer that right now. Flip over to 126. Alright, so on your piece of paper here, how much time is left on that timer?
3 minutes.
Okay,
30.
on your piece of paper here, I need really strong focus here. So it says, use the double bar graph on page 125. We're gonna go do this really quickly. No, we're gonna skip that because we already did that, or did something similar to it. So let's do guide practice 127. We're gonna try to, the table shows the amount of money collected on counters A and B during the fair. The double bar graph of the data is started below. So you got the first hour, second hour, third, all the way to fifth hour and counters A and B. So you have first hour, second hour, third hour is shown on the graph, fourth hour and fifth hour. So we're gonna make this graph ourselves. You see the labels on here? This is 0 and then it goes 100 all the way up to what?
200.
900.
900? Okay, so draw on your paper the same one.
That's why it is not counted in order.
Yes.
I thought he wanted to count it in order. It's not fun.
And then what do they have down here?
First hour. Second
First.
hour.
Second,
Second,
third, fourth,
Third.
fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, tenth,
fourth, up to what hour?
fifth.
Is that the last one?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's only 5 hours in high school.
Then I'm going to. So they've got first hour is in red. So they already have first, second, third. Let's do fourth and fifth. Fourth hour needs to go up to what? Yeah?
500.
No, it needs to be
So-
100.
For the red section, what does it need to go up to? 500?
Yeah, 500.
Okay, so I go 500.
For the blue section, it goes up to 450.
450 you said?
Mhm.
Okay. Now, for here, you guys want to make a little key. For you, I would say whichever one, like one of them you want to leave blank. If you're going to say, hey, so I'm going to say red, or that I'm filling in. That one is, what's the red represent?
500.
No, but is it counter A or counter B?
Counter A.
Okay, so this is A, and then the blue one that I don't fill in, I'm gonna say that one is B. That is really important here, otherwise we don't know, we can't distinguish, we can't tell the difference between which one is which. And then fifth hour is what?
750 for first one.
Okay,
For the second one is 800.
800. Okay, now obviously I made a mistake here by putting this still close here because I don't want these to be that skinny. But you guys can kind of see, these don't, I want them to be neat, but they don't need to be fancy. On here you have these labels. Oh, one other thing, what should be right here and what should be down here? Yeah?
The numbers should be, no. That is not where the key is supposed to be.
Key is upper right hand corner.
Okay, the hour is supposed to be at the bottom.
Well, yep, so these are the hours.
And then the other thing is the money.
Yep.
Numbers.
I'm just gonna put dollars there. Okay, can you hit stop on that?
Stop.
Alright, and then just a second, give me 2 more minutes, I can finish this up. Right here should be the
Title.
title. What do we want to call this? Because yes, you can put something that's on there, but really as long as it's relating to something like here, It just needs to be anything related to it. The title
Period.
doesn't need to be specific. What?
Period.
No. What are we actually
Time.
comparing here?
Paychecks in a year.
No, it's not paychecks.
Money.
What's
No.
the money? Money from what?
Paint.
Counters.
What?
No, hours.
Well, look at the guided practice table. Shows the amount of money collected at counters A and B during a fair. So, money collected at. I'm just gonna say
Circus.
money
Collected
Collected.
in 5 hours.
at counters. Now the book tells me to say money collected at fair. If you want to do that too, but it should basically be relaying something right here. If you want to say money collected over 5 hours, that's fine too. But it's also important to distinguish that the counters are there because there's different things. Because one is A and one is B. Okay, I'm gonna ask 2 questions from here.
And then what?
Then you're gonna be good for your assignment. All right, number 10. In the blank hour, least amount of money was collected at both counters. Look at the graph. So you're gonna have to look between what's up here and what's on your graph on page 127.
The least.
Yeah? Yes, the first hour as the least one, and it asks you explain your answer because it has the least amount of the bar graph is the lowest right there. That's all you would need to say. The first hour because it has the lowest bar graph. That's it. And let's do. I'll do 11. You guys do 12. So in the blank hour, most of money was collected at both counters. Well, it's obviously the 5th hour because that one's got the most money in it. Again, same thing. For number 12, the average amount of money collected per hour at counter B. So do I need the graph for this? It said average amount collected per hour at B. What do I need? Yeah?
Well, the average is probably like $100.
No.
No,
At B.
150.
That's the lowest. So it's 150. Can you give me the rest of them?
No, the average, like, the average amount per hour is like 150.
That's the total for the first hour at B. You see this blue section right here at the top of your page? You guys see the blue section? It says all the things for B. So it's got 150, and then what is it for all the ones after that? For
250,
250.
400, 450,
800.
Go by fives.
Okay, so let's see how can we do tricks to add this really quickly so we don't need to do extra. 150 and 250 together is what?
100.
What?
No,
500,
400.
400. 400 and 400 is
800.
800. 800 and 800 is
Number. 1600.
1,600. 1,600. 450 is
2,000. 950.
2,000 and
2000.
No, about 2,050.
Yep.
2050.
2,050. So to find the average, I add them all up. I now need to divide by
A number, I think. No.
800.
how many total are there? There's averages. You add them all up, divide by how many there are. Yep, 5 hours. What is does anyone remember, can anyone tell from the trick we said before, what can you split 2,050 up into so that you know what 5 goes into it really easily?
1,025.
That's the answer, but what can you split it up into? Can you show us how you got that? Yeah? What?
I'm smart at math, I do it in my head.
It's not 20 and 50, so 50 is 1. If you take 50 off of 2,000 and 50, that's the only thing you have left. So that's how he got that. 5 goes into 2,000, think 5 goes into 20 how many times?
4
Yeah? 4, but then you got the 2 extra zeros, so 400. 5 goes into 50 how many times? 10. 400 plus 10. 410, and then I have to put a label on. Now, can you do the long division? Go for it if you want to. You guys already know how to do it. I'm not reviewing how to do long division because you guys already know how to do it. That's it. You guys are good for your assignment.
So what's your assignment?